together a compensation system so that people could go out and talk about it, right? They could own shares of stock, right? They could own because it's publicly traded, and they could build their own investments and they could watch things grow. Guys, when we first looked at this, stock was about 22 or 23 cents, I think it was, when we first looked at this back when they were doing that. So we've got to watch a lot of things grow, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that history today because I think it ties into these pretty well. Okay? The other things that we evaluated was the trends. Okay, there's three basic trends that I think are important to look at. The biggest one I can think of is and has been the baby boomers for a long time, right? From 1946 to 1964, I think there was 78 million people born. Right? That's a lot. I mean, that group, you guys, has controlled a lot of things since, I mean, go through the number of high schools built when they got to that range. That group started driving cars in the early 60s, right? They were old enough to drive. When did all the muscle cars and Mustangs, all that come out in the 60s? You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. What's just real quick, fast forwarding? What's the new Mustangs look like? The ones that just came out? They look like the old ones, right? Somebody's genius if you really want to sit down and think about it. Somebody understands the minds of those people who were young, buying their first sports car, getting married, right? Having babies and families, right? Lee Iacocca was with Ford building these muscle cars. What happened when he tried to get them to build a minivan and they wouldn't? Where did he go? Went over to Chrysler Plymouth, built the minivan, and captured that entire wave of families and kids and ball games. And we're right in the middle of all that right now. We have 5 different ball teams with our kids right now, right? We need 2 minivans just to keep up, right? But it's crazy. And he caught them again when the kids are out of the house. They're older. They want to feel young again. So what did he do? Let's go back, not him personally, but Mustang went out. Let's make the cars look like the old ones so they can put them back. I mean, they got electric windows and cruise control now, right? A little bit different. But they look the same. The lights and the feel is the same. So pretty neat when you start thinking about it. There's some smart people out there. Well, what do those people want right now? What do the baby boomers want right now?
Better health.
Retirement and health. Okay? Just go type in baby boomers and go look what they want. And we're crazy not to get ahead of that. Right? Or stay ahead of it. It's been going on for a while. Right? The number of baby boomers that are passing away right now and their ages. I mean, that's, as a medic, I dealt with baby boomers all day. I know their conversations. I get them back in my truck. Tell me your story. And we got the homeless guys. Tell me, how'd you get here, man? Oh, man, I used to be a millionaire. Let me tell you a story. Tell me. I want to hear this one, right? I saw people with a ton of time and no money. Those homeless guys, right? All the time in the world. And I saw some people on their deathbed at 40 years old with all the money in the world that couldn't save their life. Okay? There's a balance. We need health and we need finances. And baby boomers are looking for both. Okay? What does LifeVantage offer? Health and finances, right? We answer that question. So we're attracting people. That's why we took a $3.5 million company to where we are, because we're attracting people that want what we're selling, right? What we have. You don't have to necessarily go sell it. You just got to introduce it and show people that we have health and we have finances and figure out a way to get that in front of them. Okay? And we're going to talk about how to do that tomorrow, but we're showing you what we're getting in front of them tonight. What are some other trends that are important? There's 2 others that I can think of that we've been talking a lot about.
The millennials.
The millennials, right? What's the age group of the millennials right now? What's the millennial age group?
18 to 34.
Yeah, 18, 34. Someone said 36 the other day, and I'm 39, so I'm trying to get in there somehow. But I don't think I can squeeze in. But yeah, their mindset's a little different, right? Not good or bad, just different. I mean, compared to Grandpa's mindset versus the new millennials, a little bit different, right? I want to be free. I want to have ownership. The entrepreneur mind, the $1 an hour thing is not the same. Going through school and getting in that
JOB.
What do you call it? Put the bolt in. The next person, that assembly line and building stuff, getting in the factory. It's a little different nowadays. That's not what we're perspiring to, is to get into the factory, right? We want to own something and be free, and it's just a different mindset. So I think the products we've been coming out with have been lining up in line with that. Another big group in this industry is women in general. Women have a huge, but look at the top companies in this industry, and they're ran by women. Leaders, the leaders are women. It's amazing. I do think that, just to give us a little credit, I think men start them off, kick them out the door, get them rolling, kind of rolling down the hill like a square box, right? It's kind of moving along. And because of the passion that's involved in this industry and the relationship and the communication, I think women come in and become very big leaders because they're good at those things. And we've been learning how to do it from the women in the company. We've attracted a lot of great women with the skincare stuff and the stuff that we've added besides just Protandim. So these go together. The products fit the trends, and we're not selling the secret to success on a cassette tape, right? Would that sell right now? Not the right trend. I don't care what's on it. It could be the best information in the world. It's not going to sell. Okay, you have to get in front of the right trends at the right time, and that's what I think we're doing with the trends. If we didn't have this, it might be a deal breaker, right? If we didn't have the right product in front of the right group of people, you know, being first isn't that big a deal, right? Having a great product isn't that big a deal. No one wants it, okay? So think about some of those things. What's the next one that I think is important is timing. Timing, I'm just going to draw a quick chart. I had a friend of mine show this to me a long time ago, but it completely changed my life. If you guys knew how I grew up and where we grew up, very poor, very simple. When I got on the fire department, people used to laugh because when they opened up my I call it a closet. In our rooms, we had our own little closet in our rooms, and I would open up that cupboard, you guys, and I had like 25 pairs of socks.
Oh.
And people would laugh, why do you have so many socks? I said, well, growing up, I never had socks, so now, but as soon as I made some money, I bought socks. And they used to laugh because, you know, and my dream is to be able to wear a pair of socks and then throw it away and get a new pair the next day, just to have fresh socks, right? But they used to laugh at me at the fire station because that was my own little thing, but we grew up very simple, right? And that's something I remember not having enough of, so that was my, hey, I got a salary, I got a job, go to Walmart, and I bought like, 20 packs of socks. But you guys, that's how we grew up. So when somebody showed me this concept, I almost laughed. When he showed me the money that could be made and the concepts, I was like, man, there's no way, right? $1 an hour. I used to think that way, and if I wanted $10 an hour, that was great. If I want to get $12 an hour and I'm only making 10 on the job site, what do you have to do? You might have to buy a few more tools. You have to be more valuable. You got to be able to do a few more jobs. You got to be able to do something different to be more valuable, to make a little bit more money, or work on a Saturday or a weekend or something to get time and a half. I mean, that was my way of thinking of supporting my family. And when I realized my youngest daughter, right, well, my oldest daughter, my first daughter, when I watched her first step, her first word, her first everything on a cell phone, I mean, literally sending me messages on a video camera, I realized I was missing something, right? I was gone a lot, and I wanted to change that. That's what we wanted to figure out. So somebody showed me this concept, and there's 3 basic phases of timing, but it's what allowed me to realize that there's another way, right? It's the blue collar concept to the timing and doing that. I believe that this concept allows average people to be extremely successful. Okay, and I say that very respectfully, and I consider myself trying to become average, right? Where I grew up and what we did, I mean, education-wise, I know a lot of people that are far more educated and a lot of things that are way better, but we've been able to figure out how to capture timing so average people can end up in the top income earners in the U.S. right now because of this concept, right? So this first concept right here is a formulation phase or a pioneering phase. It's where we're taking the product and we push it out to the world. Okay, they don't have it yet, and we take it and we show it to them. We take it to them. Okay, it's the hardest part of the company because that's when people don't know what it is. It's usually a new concept. We're taking Protandim and these new concepts to people that they've been stuck in antioxidants for the last 15 years. They finally got that figured out, and then we're going to tell them that that's not working very good. Right? It's better than not having them, but we got something better, and we got to try to teach them and re-educate them. It's a lot of work. Okay, so we push the product out to people. Most of you here today, most of you found this company because someone knocked on your door, right, or called your phone, or met you somewhere and said, you've got to check this out, right? You deserve it, your family needs it, right? And when we finally realize what it is, we go back and give that person a big hug and kiss, say, thank you for showing me. At first you're thinking, now what are we going? What is this, right? This concept changes at this point, and we start growing faster. What allows this huge growth spurt to start? What is that period of time? Okay, we call this phase momentum because it goes up so much faster, but I think I heard the word that I'm looking for.
Branding.
Branding, right? Because when something becomes a brand name, what happens to the world? They're no longer getting it pushed to them. What happens?
People are running after
They
it.
start looking for it. And when the people start looking for that, because it has enough information, enough science, if you want it, enough information, enough proof, enough backing, enough people using it that they have positive stories. The world says, I want some. And they come looking for it. And when that happens, then things grow extremely fast. And we've got to take this model and watch it go through company after company after company. What are some companies in network marketing that are already big? They're already big way up here. Because this the last phase is the stability phase.
Herbalife.
Herbalife's very
Amway.
stable. What's that?
Amway.
Amway. Okay. Mary Kay, Avon, right? You got some of those are even publicly traded. You can go look at what they're trading at, right? I love them when you see a company that's 70, 80, 90, $100 a share. And we're sitting here brand new. And somebody asked, what was it? Somebody, it was, I think it was $3.